Right, there's two things that every salesperson has to know in order to be successful at selling anything. Number one is the order of selling, and number two, what a good first-time appointment or FTA looks like. So let's get into it. What's the order of selling? We need to sell ourselves first, company second, and goods and services last. Hey, the problem that we see is salespeople get really well trained on their offering and they dive right in and want to talk about the offering. When really, for most of us, the selling that we're going to do is an emotional purchase. If they like you, they'll trust you, they'll buy from you. So if that's true, the number one thing we have to do is sell ourselves. And how do we do that? We show that through natural curiosity, organic and meaningful curiosity about the person we're sitting across the table from. Oh, asking questions about what do you do? How do you do it? Why do you do it that way? How can we help you do what you do better? That's what we're looking for. When you give that person the opportunity to talk about themselves in a structured manner that you're in control of, they will like you and therefore they will trust you. So order of selling, they only care about you initially. If they trust you, whatever you're selling that they might want, they're going to believe that you are the best at it and they can trust that you have a good offering, provided you're not just making something up or you have a worthless service or offering. So that's number one, order of selling. Sell yourself first, company second, goods and services last. 9 out of 10 sales calls that I get to observe, we're driving right into talking about the goods and services, trying to do this bullshit fear-based selling or pain-based selling. That's old school. New school is, who are you communicating with? Can you build a relationship in a meaningful way that they will just naturally buy from you for that thing that they want? Second thing we need to talk about is what makes a good FTA, first time appointment. Well, not only do the following things make a good FTA, they're the only definition of the FTA. So, number one, you need to establish a budget. Number two, you need to establish a time frame. When would you like to go live with this? Number three, have a next meeting date set. And the fourth, that referral request. Let's break it down. Getting the budget. Every lame, boring salesperson will say the same thing about establishing budget. They won't tell me. The client won't tell me. They play games with me. They don't want to blink first. Okay. If you're hearing yourself say that, go ahead and just check yourself. Okay. Every sales call for services in particular needs to start with that curiosity of you selling yourself, being curious about their business. And let's kind of think about what that would look like. If I'm selling IT services, for example, in that first 1 to 2 minutes of speaking with my prospect, I'm going to know their company revenue. And I'm going to reference some data point from some studies somewhere about what percentage of a business's total revenue should be spent on IT services. So let's look at that. Oh, this is what that might look like. Hey, Bob, great organization. You told me what you guys do. That's awesome. How many people work here? This looks great. Oh, we've got 30 people working here. Nice sized team. What's that? You guys doing around 6.5 million in revenue? Well, actually closer to 7. We just seamlessly made an estimate on their revenue based on ourselves kind of studying that industry to say, what are some good ratios that you, the salesperson, can apply about the relationship between number of employees and revenue. Now, it works. I do this every single time I'm meeting with a prospect for the last 20 years. Really, it's in the first probably 30 seconds that I know their revenue. Why do I care about the revenue? Once I know their revenue, when it comes time to talk about their budget, I can reference that 7 million that he said and say, now, Bob, typically we see that really high performing companies are spending around 2% of their revenue on IT services. For you, that would be, what is that, $140,000 a year? How does that match with what you're doing today? And gang, it doesn't matter what their answer is. They can tell you they're spending way less, way more, whatever it is. you're going to have the answer. Oh my gosh, we don't spend anywhere near $140,000 a year. Outstanding. You guys have a great environment, technical environment that's serving you and your clients and your employees. Now you've already established that framework for the budget. So we got to get that budget. We got to get that time frame. We need that time frame so that you can track this sales, so that you can work with your team to make sure you can deliver the services that are going to be sold at some future date that they're going to need to staff up for. And then just to keep that client accountable to themselves. Let's use that IT services again. We've established that they're spending closer to $100,000 right now, and they're telling us they would like to change from their current provider. Bob, when would it make sense for your organization to make this transition?
We'll be right back with more, but first, here's a quick message from Bering McKinley.
Most MSPs are constantly busy, chasing tickets, projects, and fires. But without structure, it's hard to know if the business is really improving. Vision from Bering McKinley is the system that helps you work on your business, not just in it. It connects leadership strategy with daily execution. Vision aligns people, process, and performance, creating clarity and rhythm from goals to results. And the Vision app brings that structure to life, helping you create policies, track goals, review KPIs, and collaborate with your BMK consultant all in one place. Behind it all, Jetson AI, your assistant inside Vision, helps you find answers, generate insights, and take action faster. With Vision, you gain visibility, accountability, and measurable growth. You're not guessing, you're improving. Vision, Jetson, and the Vision app, your path from strategy to results. Start transforming your business today.
All right, let's get back to the conversation.
All right, end of the first quarter 2026. Okay, that sounds great. Let's talk a little bit about what would need to happen between now and then. I think that's a great date. That gives us plenty of time to understand your network, get some designs for anything we need that you might want to do in between providers, for you to get plenty of time to let your provider know you're leaving. In fact, when did you envision telling them that you're going to be transitioning away? We're now locking that in. Once we get there, he said the first day of the second quarter of 2026. All right, let's work backwards from there. In order for us to do that, we would need to get uh, all of this kind of stuff done by December 15th. We'd need to get signatures by probably January 15th. Is there any problem with that happening? All right, let's just work backwards and follow our steps. They're now in control of the budget. They're now in control of the time frame that you guided them to. All right, next thing is next meeting step. We never leave a meeting with a prospect without knowing when we're meeting again. And that has to be effortless and seamless in how you execute on that. So let's kind of play this out. I'm meeting with Bob. He says, great to meet you. Thanks for coming by. You guys look really good. Tell you what, let me talk to my partners and we'll give you a call in the next week or so. Thanks, Bob. I'm glad that this was a good use of your time. Let's do this. Pull out your calendar and let's pick a date. I don't know, probably sometime late next week, maybe Thursday, 3:00. So we can just keep track of each other. I know you're going to be busy. I know I'm going to be busy. Let's put something on the calendar for us to just check in and make sure we're heading in the right direction. How does that sound? Hey, you've given them an instruction. Bob, go ahead and open your calendar. You've given a clear direction. You did it professionally, calmly, but with command authority. They will do that. Okay? If they push back, well, I'll tell you what. I'm not sure I know when I'm going to be able to talk to my team. Just give me a call late next week. Certainly, Bob. I'll definitely do that. I'll tell you what. I'm going to set myself a reminder to do it next Friday at 1 p.m. Do you mind if I just send you that invite so we both know to expect my call? There we go. Push on that. Be professional. Don't be obnoxious about it, but don't leave that meeting until you have the next meeting set. Their gut is going to want to tell you no, but that's their gut. That's not their brain. Hey, they're just afraid of being sold to. but you're going to frame that next meeting as let's just check in and keep some momentum and give you the opportunity to tell us that this isn't right now, good for right now, or that we're ready for the next steps. But keep that moving forward and anchor back to their time frame. They're trying to blow you off in that meeting. Bob, no problem. But I remember you telling me you wanted to go live by this date. Well, I'm going to help keep us on track here by getting that next meeting scheduled. Fair? Fair. All right. Now, finally, that next step, that referral request. Remember when we said the order of selling ourself, company, goods, and services? Well, how do we know we sold ourselves? Well, I can tell you one way to really know if you sold yourself is if at the end of that meeting you say, hey, Bob, by the way, the pleasure meeting you, trying to grow our business. You are exactly the type of people we'd love to be working with. Who else do you know that could use our services? That's going to feel really awkward. That's going to feel like you're asking for something that they don't know you. They don't know how you do business. That's scared talk. Okay. That's scared talk. If you did a good job of selling yourself, it will feel very natural to make that referral request. If you didn't do a good job, it will feel very awkward and scary, as it should. And any crazy reaction you get from your prospect is deserved because you didn't sell yourself. You'll find that as you get better and better at selling yourself, identifying if you're doing a good job with it, asking for that referral request is going to be so easy for you because it's just going to flow into the conversation. Okay. But definitely ask for it. If you'll do those 4 things, you'll have a great first time appointment with anybody. But let's just focus on that order of selling. Sell myself first, company second, goods and services last.